Hey there, YouTube land. So here we go talking about, well, something really that I tend to do. Well, I didn't do last year the way I wanted to do. I did a kind of a top 10 list, but I want to talk about some of the top releases that came out in 2014. So we're going to go through some of my favorites here, some stuff that came out. And there is one company that has put out, in my mind, out of the stuff that I've got anyway, more like top like me type releases than any other at this point. Uh, and it's an embarrassment of riches with one company. We're going to be looking at a lot of different companies here and seeing some of the great releases of 2014. We're going to have some Blu-ray, some DVD. But let's get the one of the more controversial releases out of the way first. And was it a top release? I don't know, but it's one of the most talked about releases in 2014. All of a sudden, the movie got taken off the shelves, and it was a scramble for people to go out and get it. So one of the most talked about releases in 2014, shockingly, ended up being a straight-to-DVD sequel, kind of a reboot of an older franchise that wasn't doing that well in the first place. And that is Wrong Turn 6: Last Resort, the unrated cut. It's on Blu-ray and DVD. Now, see, Wrong Turn 6 could have been just another straight-to-DVD one. Basically, people would pick it up like me, that I completed cinema and watched it down the road. But due to a one scene in the film where whether it was done, or if it was done on purpose, it's really tasteless. But if it wasn't, they actually had a missing, somebody that had passed on, and they had their picture in the missing people poster, and even had the person put in as the wrong sex. So this became a huge bone of contention for the film. So the film got pulled off the shelves. Any version that had every version that had that sequence in it, whether the movie would probably get put back with that scene snipped out of it and stuff, but horror fans completely swamped the complete uncut edition. Were rushing out to get the movie. You saw versions going on eBay for crazy prices. And Wrong Turn 6 was a great, was it a great movie? No, it's not a great movie, not at all. It's a fun little bad film. It's a bad movie. But so bad at times that it leaves you scratching your head to what the hell is going on and where they're taking the characters. There's some beautiful females in this movie, though. And I don't for once believe the main character's motivation, so to speak. It seemed to be ripping off a movie that a lot of people didn't like in the first place, that I did, actually. Texas Chainsaw. It seemed going in that road. And, that being said, I get why a lot of people didn't like Texas Chainsaw. I personally liked it because it was a movie that I saw with my son. We had kind of fun with it. And is it the greatest movie? No, but do we have fun with it? Yes. So it's a personal favorite there. But I can totally get why people would not get this one as well. But you're going to see a lot of collectors that are going to hold on to it and have this one because of that controversy. So that being said, that makes this one of the top releases of 2014. Not quality-wise, but it does make it a top release, as in something that horror fans had to go out and get. That being said, there was also a really cool feature on here called All the Kills in Them Hills, where basically it says all the kills from all the movies. I love when they do that in a horror franchise. You can tell the horror franchise is winding down usually when they do that. The last Saw movie did that as well. I mean, I snapped it up because of that. I did not care about seeing the last Saw movie, but it's cool to watch the last one, I guess. But I got it basically for the feature. Next up are some Arrow releases. I don't have as many Arrow releases as 2014, and the thing is, I didn't want to put in stuff that I got recently that I haven't seen. So I can't really call them top releases if I haven't seen the movies. So first up, they finally got a Blu-ray edition of Sisters. And yes, a much better edition than Criterion had out. This version of Sisters is the one to get. The Arrow release has some awesome stuff on here. We got Brian De Palma's Sisters, a visual essay. New interviews are on here. We got the Brian De Palma Digest, a film-by-film guide to the director's career by Mike Sutton, archive interview with audio interview with William Finley. It is a treasure trove of stuff. They even have in the collector's booklet new writing on the film by author Keira Johns, as well as Brian De Palma's original 1973 Village Voice essay on working with composer Bernard Herrmann for the film. Just some amazing stuff on here. It was a 2-disc edition. It was one of the Blu-ray DVD combo packs that Arrow started doing on the dual formats that I really love. So, great one, great edition. I like the artwork for this one as well. much better than I did the Criterion one. So Sisters is one of the top Arrow releases for me that I have. I cannot talk about stuff that I don't have, so if there's stuff on there that you think has been neglected or hasn't been shown, 9 chances out of 10 I don't have it, or it may not be my bag, but let me know. Let me know in the comments down below if it's something that, that you like. My God, I just quoted Austin Powers. Next up is Phantom of the Paradise. I think this is one of Arrow's best releases. I know that Screen Factory put out an edition as well, but for me, I had to go with the Arrow release. Just a really good Blu-ray. And not only that, but the booklet is just incredible. It's huge. Was this one? This, for an extra special surprise excitement for me, when I opened up my Phantom of the Paradise movie to watch, this was on the inside. The postcard that showed that Reba Williams, Unarmed and Dangerous, you know, Adventure Begins, that was coming out. And man, I squealed like a little girl. As you know, if you watched my review not too long ago, I'm a huge fan of that film. But gotta be saying, there's a 72-minute like interview on here. Tutorial interviews. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. Poems. And it's just a really, really great presentation altogether. Screen Factory, Arrow Video went out the way to put out a really good release. I love this cover. I saw the Steelbook edition. Honestly, I wasn't sold on it. I did not like the cover of the Steelbook edition, and that's why I ended up getting this one. This is the cover of the Steelbook. Some people like really dig it. I'm not one of those people. I love Steelbooks when the art tends to lend themselves to them. That's the reason I ended up when I got Porky's, which is not on here, but I think will be a stellar release. It's just that I can't say it is without having watched it. It's not fair to you guys. But Phantom of the Paradise, amazing release. Next up is Larry Cohen's film The Stuff. Again, I think this is another one. It's another one of the dual edition releases, Blu-ray and DVD. So, you know, even people that haven't gotten the region-free Blu-ray player yet can probably get the dual format releases and watch the DVD version of it. There's some great features on there, including a 52-minute documentary on the film that is just incredible. We got trailer commentary, because I love these trailer commentaries that they do now, like, you know, kind of the trailers from hell type of thing. We got Darren Bosman does the trailer commentary on this one here. Really, really cool stuff. Pun not intended, but just a great release. Love the cover. The Stuff, this is the best release I've seen of this film. Was really glad to get it. It's one that me and my son had watched on Netflix, and I'd seen it years before, but I really wanted to introduce him to Larry Cohen. He'd seen the It's Alive movies. I love to see Scream Factory or Arrow, either one of those or both, come out with really good editions of the It's Alive trilogy. Those are ones that I think really deserve to be revisited. Next up is an Arrow Academy release, actually, and it's Ernest Hemingway's The Killers. I really did dig this film. We got Lee Marvin in this one here, John Cassavetes, Clue Gallagher, and Angie Dickinson. No, is this the one? Yes, Ronald Reagan's last screen role, and he's a bad guy. What a shocker. Things to come. No, actually I liked Reagan as a president, although some of the stuff he did was put us in a hot spot, but you know. But there's some great stuff on here. Interesting features. It's a very cool release. Love The Killers. Angie Dickinson, you're gorgeous, and to this day I still find her amazing. Next up is one that I got recently. As soon as I got it, I sat down, I watched it, I watched the features on it, and it's one of my top 10 movies of all time, and it's Miss 45. Abel Ferrara's Miss 45 is a fantastic cinematic masterpiece, and it deserved a really good edition. And boy, did it ever get a really good edition with this Blu-ray one here coming up by Draft House Films. And Draft House does this kind of like the number theirs, and it's just really cool. They make them very collectible. They have the dual artwork, and just, you know, it's a really cool original artwork for Miss 45. So you always got that on there. Loving this one here. Great release. I've already used the digital code, so please don't drive me. I think I've used digital code. Don't be a jackass like that. But top release. Next up is one that I didn't expect to be on there. But you know what? It really is a cool release. It's got no features. It's got 5 movies. It's Blu-ray. Are they like reissues of other films? Yeah, they probably are. But you know what? I didn't have any of them. This was a really cool way to get some really cool, cheesy fun, and it was the Chuck Norris action pack. It came out with Code of Silence, Lone Wolf McQuade, Missing in Action 2, the beginning, the Delta Force, just some really cool stuff. You know, I really like Missing in Action 2, the beginning. Although when I watched the Canon film, basically Missing in Action 2 was actually the first one filmed, and Missing in Action became out second because was made second because basically the Joseph Zito looked at Missing in Action 2 and said, "This is a mess. Let me make this, and then you can make that one as a prequel." That way they can release the second one first. Delta Force, of course, and after seeing this, I really want the Delta Force edition that Arrow's got put out there. Just something I got to get. In a more mainstream slant of things, this is a movie that I can't say it didn't get any. It got 10 Academy Award nominations, so definitely a movie that stuck with me. And it was American Hustle. I really, really was surprised that I liked American Hustle. I thought it was a great release. Just a fantastic film. I gotta put this on my iTunes, actually. I actually don't even have this open up yet. I watched this already at a friend's house, so I haven't basically opened up the release yet. But love this movie. Got some cool extended scenes and stuff. But just as a solid picture, I watched this a couple times. Watched it on TV. I watched it at a friend's house, and that's the reason I ended up getting American Hustle pre-release. As for other releases, here's one for the kiddies and for the kids at heart. And I really dug this movie. I liked the features that are on here. I was really glad that Disney decided to release this one from the vault for 2014, and it was The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is a favorite of mine. You know, I want to be like you. I'm not going to sing because I don't sing. Just a really, really cool release. I love this one here. It's a Diamond Edition. Love the look of this one. It's a great movie. The Jungle Book. Gotta check it out. It's a fun one. You got any kids? Get The Jungle Book. It's an amazing film. This was a surprise shocker of mine. I kind of bought this one on a whim. One that I'd heard a little bit about, but I didn't know much. So when I went into this film, I went in pretty blind. I didn't think thought it was going to be an okay release, one that I'd keep and just add it to my Anchor Bays because I didn't buy a lot of Anchor Bay recently. But this one really, really stood out. I think Screen Factory did this one on Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did this one on Blu-ray. Anchor Bay did the DVD release of this one, and it is The Battery. The Battery was just one of those films that I really, really got into from start to finish. I was transfixed to the screen watching this movie. Some people find this movie extremely boring. Some people find this movie like kind of out there, but I really liked it. And The Battery is just one of those movies that did make it for my top 2014 releases. And there is also an amazing 90-minute making it on there. So I got to check that. The Battery is definitely one worth checking out, guys, along with the other releases. Now, Criterion put out some great stuff, too. I didn't have everything that Criterion put out in 2014. Oh, my God. Not even close. But out of the ones I got, here's the ones that I definitely wanted to mention. And I think these are all of 2014. I'm pretty sure, anyway. After Hitchcock's Foreign Correspondent got an amazing release. I love this cover here. Just an incredible, incredible film. Some great features on here. Definitely want to check out. I'm a really big fan of Hitchcock. This was a no-brainer for me. This was the Hitchcock that I needed for the new ones Criterion's put out. Loved it. Another Wes Anderson film that came out was The Fantastic Mr. Fox. And big fan of this movie. I thought Criterion put out an incredible edition of this one here. Just a good one. And it's a different one for Criterion to do. I know they do a lot of Wes Anderson stuff, but this was not the Wes Anderson I think they picked. But I think at this point, Criterion's got almost like they got a deal with Wes Anderson to put out almost everything he does, except for Grand Budapest Hotel, which I think is going to be a Criterion release down the road, because that was just a fantastic film. By the way, I don't own it, so I can't have it on this 2014 releases. Fantastic Mr. Fox, definitely want to check out. Another one of the greats, and actually it was such a good release that I ended up going out and buying my father an edition of this for Christmas himself, and it is Howard Hawks' Red River. Just an amazing release that they did. I love that when the Criterion goes that extra mile and puts the book in, the Blazing Guns at the Chisholm Trail by Borden Chase is in here as well. The full book, we got an amazingly huge edition of the film. This is dual format. Before they dropped doing the dual format, it's such a shame they did because it was such a good idea. There's some great features on here. We have a new interview with Peter Bogdanovich about Red River and the two versions of the films. Just really, really cool. The new 2K digitally restoration of the longer pre-release version of Red River. We have the original theatrical release. There's 2 versions of the film on this one here. Just an amazing release that they put out. Here's one that confused some people. They've been clamoring for this one for ages. A lot of people hadn't seen it that really wanted this film. All they knew was that there was a big head explosion, and it was a really cool. And it was Cronenberg, and they hadn't seen the film. But for me, it was going back to my childhood and really seeing a really cool release. I knew some of the shortcomings of the film, but I knew overall this was going to be a quality thing that was done, and they did not at all. Let's just say they raised the bar on exactly what I thought this release was going to be. Amazing addition to this release one here. A great restoration done here. There's some cool interviews in here as well. A new documentary on the film, and scanners. Beautiful covers. Some of the most beautiful cover art that you're going to see on the screen, on a Screen Factory, on a Criterion. Just great stuff. But the top Criterion release for me of the year, hands down. I've been waiting to see this one come out for ages. Both me and my better half are extremely excited about this one. These are all movies that, you know, we will watch over and over again, especially a couple of them. And kind of giving it away, but The Young Girls of Rush For It will definitely be a rewatch, a multiple rewatch, because we found it to be just that good and that fun of a film. So yes, for me, the top release from Criterion of 2014 was Essential Jacques Demy. Just an amazing box set. So cool, so colorful, just like Jacques Demy's cinematic world. Something that you really got to look into. Just some great stuff. So that is my pick, by the way, for the top Criterion release of 2014, in my personal opinion. Is that the top release of 2014? We're going to be getting to what the top release of 2014 is, because the next company we're going to go through is Scream Factory. And Scream Factory put out an abundance of movies that I love in 2014. They just went overboard crazy with the stuff. I've got 54 Scream Factory releases in my catalog, basically in there. But you know what? A lot of them came out this year that I was really excited about. So I've got a lot of Scream Factory to show you guys. When I say one company really went overboard with their releases, it's a great thing and it's a bad thing, because right now we're going to expect the same output from Scream Factory, and I don't think this is something you can do on a consistent basis year after year without running out of stuff. And some people think that they're running low on some titles right now, especially when there's so many people out there like just grabbing up such great stuff. And there should be another couple releases actually before the Scream Factory ones that I wanted to talk about. What did I do with them? I'm sure they're probably mixed in somewhere with the Scream Factory, which will be kind of actually they are. So we got to get to these 2 releases before the Scream Factory releases, because we got 2 more Arrow and 2 from another company, and because Arrow did some great stuff this year too. Like I mentioned before, Remo Williams, top notch, one of the best releases of 2014. It made the Professor Pin's picks for this year. That's above a 10. That's above a highly recommended. It's like the if you go to Blu-ray.com or DVD Talks or something like that, this is kind of like their the collector's choice, whatever they want to call it. This is what I can say is a must-have. Just an incredible film. And this is the edition you must have. The last one for 2014 for Arrow, and another top edition that I thought was just amazing. I truly love this film. It's one that I think is extremely underrated. It's got the Blu-ray DVD dual format edition. Just some incredible stuff. And that's Donald Kamal's White of the Eye. Just an amazing film. You really got, if you're into thrillers, if you're into kind of like psychological thrillers, it is a great psychological thriller. This is not a murder mystery. This is not a slasher film. This is a whole different beast, and you got to watch it to really understand it. It's just an incredible film. Think of it along the lines of like I hate to compare it with anything else, but I would say like a Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer or something like that. That is, it's that type of quality, and that is quality when we're talking about that. Synapse came out with 2 amazing releases, and not only did they just up the bar with the features that they put on here, but the absolute picture quality on both of these films was incredible. They remastered these films. They really took lovingly amount of time into these films. Just 2 Canadian exploitation horror films, slasher films back from the 80s, ones that really stood out for me. I am Canadian, and these are big movies for me. To see these movies get a release on Blu-ray at all was incredible, but to see these movies get this lovingly done a release was amazing. I own 3 copies of Prom Night, but this thing here just blew them all out of the water, and it is just a revelation to see Prom Night done this well. Incredible stuff. There's some great the audio on this is incredible as well. There's some amazing features on here, stuff that you have to see, and Synapse does the thing of rewarding you for buying the Blu-ray by going and putting on Blu-ray exclusives on here. Just some incredible stuff. Apparently Prom Night had like a TV edition, kind of like Halloween did, so they had some TV footage and stuff as well. Just incredible stuff. You really got to check it out. And of course, the other one is one that I talked about for a long time, one that I wanted for ages, one that I needed to get. I just needed to have it. I'd wanted there's a 4-pack. It had no features on it. It had a really crappy transfer, but I was looking for it for years, and then I found out they were going to be doing a Blu-ray special edition. I did not expect the Blu-ray special edition to come anywhere close to the quality of this film, and it is really, really that good. It is that amazing a film. That is Curtains. Just incredible. I love this movie. 2 completely different visions that shouldn't have worked, mixed together like peanut butter and chocolate, and just make a yummy, yummy tasting film that I really enjoy. Now let's get into those Scream Factories that I mentioned, because I knew there was other ones out there. Scream Factories had a banner year, putting out a lot of great stuff. So let's start up right now. Speaking of Canuxploitation, this is one personally for me. Would this be on everybody's list of like great releases 2014? Probably not. But for me, it was really exciting to finally get this James Herbert movie put on there. And James Herbert, I'm sure, would not be happy to call this a James Herbert movie. It's directed by Robert Close, but it's based on the book Rats by James Herbert, and it's Deadly Eyes. I just think it's a really fun movie, really ballsy movie for its time. They do some really cool stuff with it, and definitely worth checking out. If you haven't seen Deadly Eyes, a really fun film. Next up is Witchboard. And Witchboard, again, it was another great release. It's one that should have been a collector's edition. The only thing saving this from being a collector's edition is like a slipcover with maybe some different art. They probably just didn't have the budget or didn't really get some alternate artwork, so they couldn't go for the collector's edition. But there's enough features on here to make this a collector's edition. It really is that loaded with stuff. It's a great presentation of the film. There's a lot of features, both old and new, and just some amazing stuff. Witchboard really deserves to be revisited and refound. Next up is a classic 1970s haunted house film, one that I really wanted to see again, and I was so glad when I picked it up, and that is The Legend of Hell House. Just a great film, some great cover art on here. The alternate cover art, of course, was very, very similar. And why? Because it's an iconic image that people remember with this movie. Just some great stuff. Legend of Hell House. If you like haunted house movies, it's definitely a really cool one. Next up is It Came Without Warning, or basically, as you know, it Without Warning. It is just one that the people have been wanting for such a long time. Some people, it didn't work for them. It's a Graydon Clark classic for me. Love this film. Think it's ultra cheesy and stuff, but you know that going in. You got to know that this is kind of a cheesy, fun little film. You've got actors like Jack Palance, Martin Landau, Cameron Mitchell, Neville Brand. Ralph Meeker. Just an old school cast like coming in and having fun with this movie, and they really do. This is a really fun little film. Next up is one of the later ones that they put out from the 1990s, and it's kind of more of a comedy horror type film. But Lake Placid is one that I really enjoy, and this cover here, I really dig this cover. It's really well done. Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda, and Oliver Platt, but who really steals the show on this one? The same person that would steal the show in a lot of movies, and that's Betty White. She just does an incredible job in this movie right here. Got the poster. So glad I do. Got the Blu-ray DVD combo pack collector's edition of this film, and I really find this film fun. It's a hit or miss for some people, but for me it's a definite hit all the way, and it is Motel Hell. Motel Hell is just an extremely funny, dark horror type of film. We got Rory Calhoun in this one here. It's Just an amazing film. Kevin Conner, who directed At the Earth's Core and From Beyond the Grave, directed this one. You've got to really check it out. This is some great, fantastic cover art. If you got a chance to get the poster, kudos. I think Toddy Walnuts has gotten all the posters for the Scream Factory collector's editions. I'm pretty sure he did. Just some great stuff. Next up is one that all of us horror fans wanted and were really, really hoping to see come out. And it did. Man, did it come out with a great cover and a great release and some amazing special features. We sat down and watched like a bunch of them. Especially the new interviews and stuff like that. And that is Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead is kind of like a Halloween classic. It's the kind of movie you want to put on every Halloween. It's going to be part of that 31 Days of Horror every year because it really sets the mood. The atmosphere is there. Just kind of a really fun film. It almost comes across like a film that you'd tell around a campfire. And for that reason alone, Pumpkinhead is one of the top releases of 2014. For me, the excitement came for Sleepaway Camp. It's a cheesy slasher film and that's known a lot for a gimmicky type of ending. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's a fun slasher film. It's some of the acting is kind of over the top, but it's a slasher flick from the 1980s, and I love it. I think Felicia Rose does a great job in this. Who knew that she'd grow up to be such a beautiful lady? There's some great stuff on here. There's a brand new commentary along with the original commentary that was on out before. We got some new interviews on with here, and we have the short film Judy, which really, honestly, guys, that has to be seen to be believed. It's in Return of Sleepaway Camp territory in the way it's done. But yeah. Next up is Ginger Snaps. I think everybody let out a collective cheer in the horror community when Ginger Snaps was told that was going to be released. What an amazing documentary. It's got like a 50-minute documentary on the movie as well. Just some incredible stuff. We've heard that Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 are both getting collector's editions. I think that most of us can honestly say we would love to see Ginger Snaps 2 and 3 get their own collector's editions from Scream Factory as well. These are just some amazing films on Scream Factory. If you don't snap these up, some other company is going to. Arrow is around there right now. I'm sure Arrow would love to have Ginger Snaps 2 and 3. They are such incredible releases. And for me, I like Part 2 just as much as I do like Part 1. As good as Witchboard was, this one was just a little bit better in the way it was done. They put out a great edition here, a collector's edition. Just a fun film, really cheesy. Some great special effects for the budget that they had there, and basically because he had FX artist Steven Johnson working on Night of the Demons. It's a very fun film. I love the wraparounds on this one here. Just kind of a cool, biting one, and I think it's a fantastic release. As for the best artwork ever on a Scream Factory, Dolls takes the cake for that one. For me, this is the best artwork I've ever seen Scream Factory put out. It really captures the feel of the film. Actually, much better than the original art does, which was basically a scene that would be put in the film. But this is an amazing one here. I had the poster of this one. Gave it to my son because he missed out on the poster edition of this, but it's just an incredible film. Next up, I wish I could say I had the big edition of this one, but I don't. I missed out on it. But I did get a great edition, and this is an incredible film. One of the top releases, 2014. I think we can all agree that Nightbreed is just a damn good film. Just one of Clive Barker's best and most personal works. I love this one here. Great edition. So what makes the top pick for 2014? What is the top edition? Well, last year, if you remember, my 2013 one, if you saw that, then Vincent Price Volume 1 actually won that. It's like Smokey's waking up, and for the top release of 2013, and a lot of companies definitely agreed it was one of the top releases 2013. But what could top that? I mean, that was a big release. There was a lot of big releases. We had the TCM release that came out in 2013 from an Arrow video, just an incredible release as well. But what was my top release for 2013? There was no question about it. The box set that nobody ever thought would come out or come true or even happen. And it did. It's the Halloween box set done by Scream and Anchor Bay. There were some issues with the audio on some of the editions for the fourth film for some people, but you know, eventually they cleared that up. There's some great features on here, like movies that didn't have any features before. Like now I have some great features on here. It's a fantastic 100-page book in here. But best of all, the thing that fans have been clamoring for ages finally happened. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut, was finally released and released on Blu-ray. A lot of people were upset that they would have to rebuy the set, but if you're a fan of Halloween, this is a no-brainer. You know, this was definitely announced far enough in advance that I think everybody that wanted to get this set, that really loved the Halloween films and the Halloween franchise, and wanted to own this, pretty much has this by now, because you know, it is just an amazing set. They do a great job. They don't go for new artwork. They actually give you the original poster art on here. They go back to the original art, and I really enjoy that, especially when Halloween 4 came out, like again on Anchor Bay, and they did like their Blu-ray of it. There was like flames and stuff in the background, which was not on the original art. It was kind of like, it just didn't fit. I got why it was done and stuff, but it just didn't work. It was not the original artwork. And this here, they went with all the original poster art, just some incredible stuff. I love the way this was done. Just an amazing box set. Top of the line for me. Top pick for 2014. Top release. I mean, this one and the Jock to Me set are two of the top releases of 2014. As for remasters go, Curtains and Prom Night are two of the best remasters that I've seen this year. Just incredible stuff. But that being said, Jock to Me beats that out as well. But as for top releases, stuff you never thought you'd see, but you finally got, the Halloween set, it can't be beat for releases of 2014. In my opinion, it just tops them all. It is the release of 2014. It's something that everybody had to have. And I know the Batman releases out there, and that's one I don't have. And, you know, that may have been one of my top releases if I had it. But I don't have it right now. Would it top this release? I'm not sure. It's another one that fans have been clamoring to get for years, that they didn't think was going to happen, but it finally did. And they did a really good edition of that. But I don't have the Batman release. That's the only reason that's not on here. And if that was the case, they probably would have been tied right now for top spot, because those were two releases that people never thought were going to happen. But I do have this edition here of the Halloween set, and it is incredible. The black cases are just amazing. It was a great stylistic choice by Screen Factory. Just some incredible stuff done. Thanks for watching this, guys. If you watched the whole thing, congratulations, and hello from the Giant Lobster Head. These are my top releases of 2014. I love to see response videos. Give me your top releases of 2014. Link the videos down below. Just let me know you made a video so I can check it out. There's some amazing stuff out there for 2014. And different people have so many different ideas. I love to see Faligar's top 14, Rom's reviews, top of 2014, Killer Nerds, top 2014. Just so many great people. Dina DVD's top 2014, Film Coffee's top 2014. There's so many people. Guys, just give me your top releases 2014. Obviously, I did a ton of releases here, but there was just a ton of really quality releases of 2014. Now, my next thing is to make sure I actually put that code in, so that I accidentally showed it on here. So I gotta make sure that's put in before this uploads. Have a great night, guys. For me right now, it is time for tea. I hope you guys have had a Merry Christmas, a fantastic night, and so great to 4K Cinema HD. Come on, let me see your 2014 top releases. I bet you guys those gonna be on there, right? Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. For me right now, it's time for tea, and gotta put these back. Have a great night.